What's up, guys? I'm just leaving the Nevada Coin and Jewelry, my favorite coin shop in the whole wide world. And you know when you got a budget together and you come to buy one thing or whatever it is you're gonna buy, you say, I'm gonna buy that and stick with it. Well, a coin shop is almost like going to freaking Walmart. You think you're gonna buy one thing and you buy a whole bunch more. But anyways, I'm leaving now. The thing that I like the most about the Nevada Coin and Jewelry, besides the customer service and their selection, because they just have everything, excuse my French, is the great thing about them is they make it easy to buy things. You can use cash, you can use your debit card, you can use Zelle. That's the great thing about them. The bad thing about them is they make it too easy to buy things. You can use cash, you can use Zelle, you can use your debit card. So even when you don't come with a sufficient amount of cash, if you got it in your bank, they can take it out with the debit or the Zelle. Man. And I came to buy one thing. This is what I came to buy. A 2021 Canadian Maple Leaf. I'm trying to fill up my tube. But I bought a little bit more, and I'll show you that when I get home. But that's not the interesting thing. The interesting thing is, you know how you think that you're doing well? You're like, oh yeah, I'm buying this and I'm buying that. Well, when I come in there's this guy and another dude, multi-millionaires in Nevada. And these guys were buying $200,000 to $500,000 worth of silver. And I'm like, okay, you know, at a time. And Nick, because me and him have built a rapport together, and, you know, I like to talk and stuff, he's been telling me about this dude, you know, and he buys, you know, a lot. And I just happened to be at the same place at the same time with this dude. And, you know, he's doing his thing, man. Wow, this guy, he literally, when I got there, he was at the counter. Now, I didn't know it was him at first, because he was just dressed like a regular dude. He looks like a younger dude. He's like in his 30s. And, they went in the back. Nick and Laura came out of the back and brought in, you know, those little carts you push, and they were pushing out Constitutional. And Laura goes, "You want some Constitutional, Jerry?" I said, "Hell yeah!" And then once they walked out the door, Laura's like, "That's the guy we've been telling you about. He bought this amount and that amount." I was like, "Oh," he's like, "Okay, be quiet. They're coming back in." So I didn't say anything. And then I heard, you know, because Nick, you know, you have to, when you're buying that much stuff, you have to verify where you get the income from. And then the dude who was buying it, the multi-millionaire dude, goes, "Oh man, I ain't worried about that. I made $15 million last year." I was like, okay. I guess he's doing pretty well. So of course me, I you know, I had to go talk to him. So I started asking him questions, and he was telling me a bunch of stuff. And he's the type of dude, and no disrespect, but you know, he likes to talk. And I'll love to listen to a guy that likes to talk, who has that much. You can learn from people like that. You know, sometimes it's good to have one mouth and two ears. We have that for a reason. And you sit back and listen to people that have more than you, or they are where you want to be. You just sit back and listen. So I asked him questions like, "Hey, you know, can you give me advice about how to store my silver?" Or, "Hey, why are you buying silver right now?" Or, "Hey, what do you think about Bitcoin?" Or, "What do you think about gold?" I asked him all that, you know, and I'll give you his answers a little later. But it was amazing, man. It was amazing to be around somebody like that on that level, to be that close. You know, and there's a lot of people out here like that, man. But he was putting me onto some game, man, and I'm gonna put you on the things that he's talking about. You know, now he doesn't make his quote unquote money through, you know, precious metals and stuff, but he knows that, hey, it's a good thing. But the one thing I did disagree with him on is he sold off his Bitcoin. You know, he just sold it. He said, I think last week. So he made, let's just say he made a killing. Okay, of course, you know what Bitcoin was last year and what it is now. So he made a killing when it went up to 60-something thousand, and he told me why and stuff. So it was really cool. I wanted to pull out my phone so bad and get an interview, but I just sat back and listened to him talk. He was in there for about 30 minutes. Really eye-opening, humbling, great experience. It really was, man. And that's what you guys got to do. You know, that's why I say it's cool to, you know, shop online and stuff like that, but you got to get out there to your local coin shops. Now, I'm not saying you're going to run into a guy like that, you know, because I'm in, you know, a pretty big, famous, well-known city here in Las Vegas, and everybody doesn't live here. I'm very fortunate for that. But you do have to take advantage of the local coin shop dealers who have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this and the market and everything else. But also the guys that come in there that have been stacking probably longer than me and you've been born. You got to go out there and listen to those dudes. So very interesting. So I'll elaborate a little bit more on what he said. I'm not going to tell you all his business, but I'll sum up some of the stuff he said when I show you, I guess, my Walmart pickups, the extra stuff that I got when I get to the house. So I'll see you in a little bit.